Hello everyone, welcome to Snap Take. Right now, Honifer is the #1 player playing two different Zombie Scarlet Witch decks. We got them for you, we're going to look at them for you and break them down. So if you want to get the most out of the Season Pass card that comes with a free Series 5 pack, if you buy it on the web shop, this is the video for you. But before that, one of my favorite decks we've ever featured on the channel was Butt's Build Your Own Arishem. The list is very hard to use, it's reasonably complicated, but Colonel America and Zombie Luke Cage, i.e., Zombie Power Man, have both made the deck significantly better. Quickly, Colonel America, for anyone who missed this week, starting the season a little late, is a 3/3 ongoing. For each of your other cards here, have +1 power. For each turn, you've discarded a card. So if you discard a card all 6 turns, 7 turns sometimes with Magic, you'll get +6, +7 to all the other cards at the location. That's obviously hugely strong. If you get like 4 and you play one other card, you've played a 3/7. You're almost always going to obviously play 2 cards in that situation, so you've got an extra 3/11. This is incredible stats, and it's not hard to discard more than 4 because he comes out with a Series 4 card, Zombie Power Man, who is 2/4 end of turn. If you're winning here, discard the leftmost card from your hand. You should be relatively safe to win with Zombie Power Man fairly often. The threat is if you're discarding a card a turn, you could easily run out of cards. Turns out, not so much a worry in the deck we're going to talk about and in classic discard, but these two cards scale together. If you can curve them 2 into 3, it's very often going to be a snap because you're going to now discard a card at turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 most of the time. That means you're getting +5 to every card. That means it's a +15 to that lane. Yeah, that's big. So Zombie Power Man, Colonel America, not Zombie Captain America, Colonel America together are nuts, and this is the non-classic discard deck that they are best in. This is from The Great Butt when he combines with Jimmy Dickens to create this build your own Arishem, because that's ultimately what this list is, right? You're either using the absurd power of Zombie Power Man and Colonel America with ideally Victoria Hand to create your own like buffed deck, or you're using Corvus Glaive and all the generated cards that this deck can make to play build your own Arishem. Either one is game winning if you're good enough at Marble Snap. This is an incredibly hard list to play, but there are very few lists in the history of this game that I've had more fun with. You can find Butt at twitch.tv/ButtSquad. He is, ButtSquad888. I missed my 888. ButtSquad is one of the best players in the history of Marble Snap. He has won Snap Judgments League 3 separate times. He's competed in 2 Golden Gauntlets, finished top 8 once, top 4 once. He's an absolute monster. He's peaked at number 4 on the Infinite Leaderboard. Just genuinely, there are not many players in the world, if any, better than Butt. Dickens writes occasionally for Marble Snap Zone, although I haven't seen an article from him in a while. He's mostly just kind of awesome and around. This deck needs Corvus, Colonel America, Power Man, and Victoria Hand. Colonel America and Power Man were not in the list, but the list was had stopped working. The meta got too powerful. Colonel and Power Man bring this one back. Scorn can be X23, worse but doable, and Redshift can be Colleen Wing. You want an extra discarder in that spot. All right, Quinjet is here for fairly obvious reasons. Redshift gives you a 6-drop. Turning that to 5 is good. Coulson gives you a 4 and 5. You mean 3 and 4. And obviously Helicarrier gives you a brand new hand. Quinjet discounts that too. Scorn is something that you're happy to discard. Getting an extra 2 power for a discard is good. Getting an extra 2 power is something we want to do in the deck because all those cards that we said were discounted are buffed by Victoria Hand, as are your swarms. Blade and Redshift are extra discard cards. Blade is trying to hit ideally Scorn. Swarm, Helicarrier. Those are the key discard targets. Same deal for Redshift, and Redshift can give you a 6 from Helicarrier. It can also give you an extra 1 from Scorn, an extra 2 from Swarm. The 2 from Swarm, or the 6 from Helicarrier, are Quinjet discounts. Power Man is the repeated discard, and Colonel America is the power spike. So you have a power spike that goes wide for Victoria Hand, a power spike that goes tall for Colonel America, and they work together just fine. Gambit is your destroy. You tend to not gambit early, but once in a while, you're just going to sort of just have a hand of air, and your opponent plays like invisible for steps. You gambit, you hit that, you snap. Agent Coulson, generated cards. Corvus makes you into an Arishem deck. For the rest of the game, you're playing Arishem. Generated cards, along with your own powerful cards that you're buffing in various ways, is just a really cool thing to do. And then Helicarrier is the way you get the most cards to play. It's what turns this really into Arishem. This is disgusting, consistent, fun. I don't know what else to say. So, all right. So, Butt is an absolute mad genius. Turn 1, Quinjet. Turn 2, Victoria Hand over Zombie Luke over Redshift. And the reason you're playing Hand first, you can play Luke first if Hand isn't the card you're going to discard. You just want to make sure that you can play the Victoria Hand. So be careful with Luke so you don't discard it. Turn 3, Colonel America over Corvus, and Coulson and Gambit are both perfectly fine plays. Turn 4 is a 3-drop. You can, generally speaking, want more discard, but sometimes it'll be Coulson. You can also get out Victoria Hand and play like a Redshift. A double discard here is pretty good. Turn 5, more discard. Discard some cards. Make sure everything is done. Make sure you get out Victoria Hand. Turn 6 is some kind of combination of Swarms, Helicarrier cards, Agent Coulson cards, and Gambit. And you're just putting up so many points. It's so hard to tell you when to snap with this deck because you're snapping when like Gambit hits the right thing, when Zombie and Colonel create a combo, when you look at your Helicarrier cards and go, oh my god, I beat them now. It is a deck that rewards you for being flexible, for figuring out what to play, and for making sure that you are thinking on your feet the whole time you're playing Marvel Snap. It's a beautiful, wonderful deck that most people are going to have a really low win rate with. But if you want to play something really fun that you have to think about, that'll make you better at Snap as you get good at it, this is a deck for you. Let's get to the 2 decks that are currently being played at rank 1 right now. But first, hit that sub, like, and comment if you want to always know what the number 1 deck is. If you want to always know what the best players are playing, this is the channel for you. Leave a sub, leave a like, and leave a comment to help us grow and fight that YouTube algorithm, that old meanie. And we are giving away a bunch of Zombie Scarlet Witches. This is the last video that carries one of the 5 Zombie Scarlet Witches. We're giving away 5 different copies of the current Season Pass card. So make sure you sub, like, and comment. This video will be one of the videos that gives away a Zombie Scarlet Witch. 4 other videos this week will do the same if you want to go back, watch, and comment. We have a video every single day, very often 2 in a day. All right, so Zombie Scarlet Witch is the October Season Pass, and it has been whelming. It is a very mediocre card so far. Not terrible, but really not good. However, the current number 1 player, our friend Honifer, has decided that this is something that he really wants to mess with. And as such, he found 2 decks where the card is actively good. Not like great, not necessary, but actively good that can really mess with opponents and really use the card's good effect. I don't know if any of these are the long-term home, but if you bought the Season Pass card or are buying the Season Pass card, then this is going to be the homes for it. Yesterday's video, too. We had a Safety Blade deck, and now we have 2 more really solid decks for Zombie Scarlet Witch. Please note, if you are buying this card and you haven't yet, buy it on the web shop. You get a free Series 5 pack and this really cool Arnim Zola variant. And just so you know, the text on Zombie Scarlet Witch is she's a 3/2 after you play a card here, Horde +2. So when you play a card on her location, she creates a card in another location that gets +2 power the first time. Every time thereafter, that same card gets +2. It's a 0 power card that gains 2 power every time you play another card on Zombie Scarlet Witch, which means you want to play a lot of cards there, and then you want to get cards out of the lane. Well, one thing that has a lot of cards that it can get in and out of lanes, it turns out, is Thanos, which is an interesting way to do it. This is a Thanos Merlin list that's running Zombie Scarlet Witch because it's running Strange Supreme. Strange Supreme means that if you can go Strange Supreme into Zombie Scarlet Witch, right, Strange is going to eat your Horde, and then every time you play in that Zombie Scarlet Witch lane, Strange Supreme is just going to continue eating the Horde, leaving you space to play more and leaving you basically game and lane winning Zombie Scarlet Witch. There's more to the deck, but that is the gist of that combo. We'll talk about it. But first, if you'd like to check out the current number 1 player, he has far too few subs, although in fairness, he streams far too rarely. Check out twitch.tv/HoniferSnap. He's great. Watch. This deck needs Thanos, Werewolf by Night, Strange Supreme, Wiccan, Mercury, and Cannonball. It probably needs Merlin too, but you can try Surge. King Eitri is just an extra draw. Try Nico if you want an extra draw. Alioth can be Mockingbird, and Zombie Scarlet Witch can be the Morbius. Morbin time. Okay, so Eitri is draw. Thanos' Stones are also draw. This gives you the opportunity to see a lot of different combos in your deck. You have 3 combos in your deck. We talked earlier about the Strange Supreme, Zombie Scarlet Witch. Obviously, Strange Supreme is pretty damn good with just Thanos' Stones, but having the Scarlet Witch is pretty nice too. Merlin is amazing with Werewolf by Night. You would like to see those cards together. Merlin gives you on reveals that don't take up board space, making Werewolf better. Merlin's also very good to turn stones into better cards or into extra energy, or get rid of a location, much like Reality Stone. Then you end up with Mercury and Cannonball, an obviously incredible combo. Mercury and Cannonball is something that people don't play around enough anymore. Mercury is being run often just as a counter to move, so people aren't playing around the Cannonball, and you get extra cubes. And then, of course, finally, we want to see Wiccan on Wiccan Curve, and drawing cards makes us fairly likely to do that. For a long time there, Thanos was the best Wiccan deck, although putting Thanos in the deck, again, obviously hurts that. Outside of that, we just want Cosmo and Alioth to protect our stuff, and Juggernaut to steal a lane. That's the list. It's not the most complicated thing, but it is very good. This is the rank 1 deck, part 1. Turn 1, we want Mind Stone over other draw stones, which is more or less equal to King Tree. Turn 2, Strange Supreme is better than a draw, is better than Merlin or Mercury. Turn 3, Werewolf or Zombie Scarlet Witch over a 2/1. Turn 4, Wiccan over earlier plays. Turn 5, Cannonball if Mercury, Jug if another obvious play, or just do earlier plays. Thanos is obviously a very good play here too, but that requires the Time Stone to have happened. Turn 6, Juggernaut or Cannonball or Alive, and if you can play extra cards with the Juggernaut and Cannonball, please do so. Really like this list. I think this is the best Thanos has been since he was nerfed from being the best deck and best card in the game. Is he the best deck and the best card in the game in this? I don't think so. I think this is a good list, but not a great one. This is a list, one of the few lists, however, that has a chance against all the go over the top stuff that's all over the meta, all the move stuff that's currently incredibly powerful, all the end of turn stuff that's currently incredibly powerful. And that's largely thanks to Juggernaut, Cannonball, and Alioth. Those 3 cards offer you a lot of leeway in beating that type of matchup. Your move decks, you're going to Mercury Cannonball them, right? You're going to Juggernaut their move cards into the wrong location so they can't make their stuff big. Against end of turn stuff, you're going to Mercury Cannonball off their Invisible Woman for steps, and then they have nothing to Jocasta. Or you're going to Lyeth all their end of turn card plays so that they're not getting any buffs. Or you can Juggernaut all of their end of turn card plays into one location, and then you've just got 2 easy locations to win. So this list has the tools to compete with the powerful meta, go over the top. So if you would like a tech deck, this is a really, really good shout, a good place to look. Before we get forward, I should be live streaming. I should be live again on either Monday morning or Sunday night. So if you're interested, please do check that out. It would mean a lot if you checked out twitch.tv/PulseGlazer. Our season pass questions real simple and easy. What are your weekend plans? What are you thinking of doing this very weekend? All right. Our second Hanafer list, the other list he's playing at number 1, is a Dormammu deck. Dormammu's having a really good time right now. Hanafer plays more Werewolf Merlin than anyone. I'd be surprised if he didn't take Merlin Werewolf to the Golden Gauntlet that's happening this weekend. There is a Golden Gauntlet happening this weekend, by the way. I'd be shocked if he didn't take Merlin Werewolf, although I'd also be reasonably surprised if this one got played over Thanos or potentially another version. He is the best Merlin Werewolf player in the world. This is a Merlin Werewolf deck as much as anything, but Dormammu and Juggernaut as a combo is actually a genuinely crazy powerful thing, and this list is trying to take advantage of it. We'll look at how as we talk about it. You can find Hanafer at the same place you could earlier. He didn't change his name between decks. We need Dormammu, Lady Deathstrike, Werewolf, and Merlin. Nico is good here, but any good one will do. I'm partial to Moira, but even like Nova is fine. Luna can be Hope. Luna is better, but Hope's fine. And Zombie Scarlet Witch is not remotely important here. Mobius, Phastos, Iron Patriots, pick a good card. One of the things they did when they changed Juggernauts and Negasonic from 3 to 4 is there used to be 2 good 3-drops that were Series 3 or lower to play. Now it's really just Mobius, and Mobius isn't great right now, so it's hard to find good 3-drops at Series 3, which is means you might be better off just like running 2s+1s type things. Like a Cape Bishop might end up being better than just like a generic 3. All right, so Hood is here because getting demons is good. You have Lady Deathstrike, you have Carnage. You don't really want to take your Dormammu down to 9 power with Hood, but you should relatively often be able to avoid that by destroying something else also. And if you can, thanks to Killmonger or Carnage, you end up fairly ahead. Just don't bring your Dormammu down to poop. America Chavez is here. It's just a good 1-cost on reveal. It's nothing fancy. You want some extra power on things to keep them out of Death Strike range, and America Chavez gives you that. Nico is yet another way to get rid of Hood. It's a way to copy powerful cards, and it's a way to blow up and destroy to draw more cards. It's overall just a solid utility piece. It is not important in this deck. There are decks it does matter a lot in. This is not one. Carnage and Killmonger are your destroys for Ritual 1, generally speaking, for Dormammu. You need to destroy a card with Carnage or Killmonger in order to use it. It's powerful. Merlin's obvious here. Merlin moves around the werewolf. Werewolf gets big. It's not complicated. Turning the Hood into a 2-drop or extra energy is nice, though. You can do the same thing, obviously, with America or Nico. Zombie Scarlet Witch gives us an extra decent-sized body. That extra decent-sized body is just a good way to win. We have plenty of ways to like move things around with Merlin. To like we don't have a million ways to make the Zombie Scarlet Witch card big, but it's just a nice extra card to have. It is not going to be lane or game winning. You don't have too many ways to get things in and out outside of like Killmonger, so don't go crazy. But you know, we're decent. Killmonger destroys stuff, messes up opponents. Werewolf bounces around. Luna is 2 cards for the last Dormammu spell all by herself, which is pretty nice. But she's also a nice big thing for Dormammu to eat early. She gives you early Lady Deathstrike. She's really good here. Juggernaut steals lane at the end. Lady Deathstrike kills Jocasta, kills early move enablers very effectively, especially when paired with Luna. And feel free to try, it occurs to me upon further reflection, feel free to try Cosmic Ghost Rider here. And then, of course, Dormammu is just keyword big. Also, the rituals can be played in the Zombie Scarlet Witch lane, particularly the first two, in order to get you cards there. And then Ritual 3, you can blow up Zombie Scarlet Witch just fine in order to do. All right, turn 1 Hood over America, turn 2 Merlin over a 1-drop, turn 3 Werewolf or Luna, depending what's happening. Sometimes you're going to need to get the LDS out, sometimes you're just going to start scaling Werewolf. Or Monger or Carnage are fine, and Ritual. Generally speaking, turn 4 is Destroy and Ritual 1. Turn 5, therefore, is going to be Ritual 2. Sometimes it'll be LDS. Sometimes it's like another 3-drop and Ritual 2. And then if you went with turn 3, it should be written here, Zombie Scarlet Witch, then your turn 5 is fairly effectively Ritual 1 on that lane, along with a 1-drop and another card. You can also do that play on turn 5, though. It's not like you have to play the zombie early. And then turn 6, Juggernaut and Ritual 3, and you usually win because your Dormammu is huge and your Juggernaut has won you another lane. Really cool list. I love this idea. The Zombie Scarlet Witch and Dormammu together is genuinely brilliant because Zombie Scarlet Witch is a terrible body, but at the end of the game, turning her into Dormammu turns what looks like a throw lane into a really effective power piece, while Juggernaut remains, if not the best card in the game, at worst top 5. That's it for today. If you're interested in checking out our Patreon, it's patreon.com/snapjudgments. Jonesy Snap 22 is our patron of the month. Thank you to Abigail Keeson, Mentor, Bernard, Irregardless, LAB, Inc., I am Frostman, Halta, Nevedete, Prime, Brian, Reinberg, Ryan, Snap, Brand, Rich, Gopher, Gav, Keltor, Kirchix, Lee, Koire, Kazushi, Arcangel 3K, Black Diet, Perforce, The Goat Seeker Code, Hollowed Synth, Dirk, Absolute Shannon, Just Hey, Casual, Dark Moogle, Mr. Revel Cables, Ginger Prime, Philly, Haplo, Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone, The Biz, Black Series 23, XRC, and Skippy G, Jessica Gamble, Slush Death, The King of Bros, Brooke, The Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Capsuota, Clam, Colonel Foreman, Rob Silverman, David Wingfield, Moo, Steven, Brian Kaufman, Tristan H. Martin, Jason B., Matt V., Ray Sean, Smith, Charles, Washington, Corin, John Q, and Jimmy Q, Cube Town. Just out one big man. Cactus, Jack, Steve O, went through in Yorgo, Dead Programmer Joe, Snap to Scissors Joe, Pickety Boom Bop, Bricks to Click, Green, Goblin, Flan, 56, Spectrum Mix, Food, Only Fox, Matt H, DJ, Mikey Hijinks, No Freaking Flex, Nick the Greek Geek, Toxic Soul King, Sajix 24, The King of Canada, JJ, Tim Now Falcon, Fowler Newman, Two Ties, The Great Lord as the Prayer King Tucker, who's on the podcast this week, and of course Gunny T, where the T stands for Tucker's on the podcast this week, and you don't want to miss it. He's with Dance, and we are talking about ranking all the new season cards. Peace.